What happens when two of country music's biggest voices clash on live television? What you're about to hear will shock you. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments what you think really caused this explosive confrontation. The studio lights were blazing as Kelly Clarkson adjusted her notes one final time. Today's guest was someone she'd admired for years, a living legend whose influence stretched across generations. What should have been a warm celebration of a storied career was about to become one of the most uncomfortable moments in daytime television. "Welcome back," Kelly said brightly, turning toward her guest with a smile that reached her eyes. "I'm here with the incomparable Reba McEntire. Thank you so much for joining us." Reba returned a polite smile, but there was something cautious in her posture, as if she were bracing for a sudden gust of wind. "Thank you for having me," she replied, voice measured, hands folded neatly in her lap. Kelly nodded toward her notes. "Let's talk about your latest album." Reviews have been, well, mixed. Some critics say you're trying too hard to appeal to younger audiences. How do you respond? The question landed like a dropped glass in a quiet room. Reba's smile flickered and returned, thinner now. "I'm sorry," she said softly. "What exactly are you implying?" Kelly shifted in her seat. "I'm just repeating what some critics are saying. That maybe at this stage, it's better to stick with what you know instead of chasing trends." Reba's eyebrows lifted. Chasing trends. The edge in her voice was unmistakable. "I've been in this business longer than you've been alive. I don't chase anything." A ripple of discomfort moved through the audience. Kelly attempted a nervous laugh. "I didn't mean it like that. I just think your fans love the classic sound you're known for." Reba's gaze held steady. "My fans appreciate growth. Do you want me to sing the same songs for the next 20 years? "No, that's not what I meant," Kelly said quickly. "It's just, people say your new direction doesn't suit you." Reba leaned forward. "People? Were you? Because it sounds like you're the one with the opinion." In the control room, panic set in. On set, the air felt heavy, like an approaching storm. Kelly tried to recover, to soften the moment, but something had shifted irreversibly. The interview had crossed an invisible line, and neither woman could pretend it hadn't. Kelly took a breath, attempting to steer the conversation away from danger. "Maybe we can talk about your upcoming tour instead?" "No," Reba said quietly. "Let's finish this. You wanted to talk about my career choices, so let's talk about them. Do you think I should play it safe just because I'm older?" "That's not what I think," Kelly insisted, though her voice faltered. "I respect you more than anyone." "Then why?" Reba pressed. "Does it sound like you're trying to make a name for yourself by taking shots at someone who's already made hers?" Kelly's eyes widened. "How dare you? I've worked incredibly hard. And so have I," Reba interrupted, her voice rising. "The difference is, I didn't get here by stepping on other people." Kelly stood suddenly, her chair scraping against the floor. "I can't believe you'd say that after everything I've done to honor country music." Reba stood too, mirroring her stance. "You want to honor it? Then stop trying to put its legends out to pasture." A hush fell over the audience. Cameras kept rolling, capturing every tremor, every unguarded expression. Kelly's hands shook. "That's completely unfair. I worship the ground you walk on." "Then stop dismissing my work," Reba shot back. "Influence works both ways." Kelly searched for words and found none. "What is that supposed to mean?" "It means staying relevant for decades isn't easy," Reba said. "You think it's simple to make music that matters when you're no longer the industry's darling." "I never said it was easy," Kelly replied. "But maybe there's some truth to what the critics are saying." The words slipped out like a confession. Reba's face became still. "There it is," she said softly. "So you agree with them?" "No," Kelly rushed. "I just think artists need to be honest about where they are. Where I am." Reba's laugh was sharp. "I've sold more records than most people dream of. I've built an empire. Where exactly do you think I am?" Kelly swallowed. "Maybe it's okay to embrace being a legend instead of trying to prove yourself to people half my age like you?" Reba asked. Kelly went pale. "I didn't say that." "You didn't have to," Reba replied. "Who showed you what was possible? Who opened the doors?" Tears glimmered in Kelly's eyes. "Women like you." "And now," Reba continued, "you think it's your job to tell me when my time is up?" Kelly shook her head, tears finally spilling over. "That's not what I'm doing." "Then what are you doing?" Reba asked. "Because it looks like what this industry always does to women. It builds us up, uses us, then pushes us aside." "That's not true," Kelly whispered. "Isn't it?" Reba gestured between them. Your first question was about critics telling me to stay in my lane. You brought up my age. You suggested I'm trying too hard. Kelly faltered. People are talking about it. Or your team said it would be good television? Reba countered. Silence stretched. Kelly said nothing. Reba nodded slowly. So this was planned? No, Kelly protested. I wanted to celebrate you. By ambushing me? Reba's disappointment cut deeper than anger. By asking if I'm past my prime? It wasn't an ambush, Kelly said. It was good television. The words hung between them, ugly and unchangeable. Reba repeated them, tasting each syllable. Good television. I didn't mean it like that, Kelly pleaded. How did you mean it? Reba asked. Because it sounds like you used my respect for you to humiliate me for ratings. I would never humiliate you, Kelly said, her voice breaking. The right way, Reba replied. Would have been asking about my music because you cared. Treating me like an artist, not a has-been. I don't think that, Kelly insisted. Then why am I defending my relevance? Reba demanded. Why am I justifying my choices to someone who should be thanking me for making her path easier? Kelly covered her face for a moment. I thought it would be an interesting conversation. Reba laughed without humor. Here's interesting. It's always other women who try to land the final blow. Men may underestimate you, but women smile and stab you on camera. That's not what I was doing, Kelly sobbed. Then prove it, Reba said. Why did you frame your questions like the critics were right? I wanted to give you a platform, Kelly said weakly. By framing me as the problem? Reba shook her head. If you wanted to give me a platform, you'd have asked what I wanted to talk about. I'm sorry, Kelly whispered. You didn't think about how it would feel, Reba replied. To be questioned for your integrity by someone half your age. On national television. Kelly looked up, eyes red and pleading. Can we start over? Please. Reba studied her for a long moment, then shook her head. No. Now I know this wasn't about celebrating anything. It was about creating a moment. Please don't leave, Kelly begged. We can fix this. Reba reached for her microphone and unclipped it with a quiet snap. The only thing that needs fixing is your understanding of respect. She set the microphone down gently on the chair, then stepped forward and looked into the camera. To anyone watching who thinks an artist's age determines their worth, you're wrong. To anyone who thinks experience should bow to trends, you're wrong. And to anyone who thinks it's okay to tear down the people who built what you're standing on, you're ungrateful. She turned back to Kelly one last time. I hope someday you understand what you did today. And I hope when you're my age, someone treats you with more respect than you showed me. Then she walked away. Kelly remained on stage, the bright lights now unforgiving. The audience stunned into silence. No applause followed. No music swelled to soften the moment. Cameras lingered on Kelly's face as the weight of what had just happened settled in. She wiped her cheeks, searched for words, and found none. Only the echo of a decision she could not take back. The crew moved quietly, unsure whether to cut to commercial. In the control room, monitors replayed the walk-off from different angles, each one capturing the same truth. Something had broken, and it wasn't going to be repaired with an apology. Outside the studio walls, the story was already spreading, faster than anyone could contain it. Later that evening, debates would rage online. Was it a trap or a misstep? Was it arrogance or naivety? Viewers would choose sides, dissecting every word, every pause, every flicker of expression. Some would say it was necessary honesty. Others would call it cruelty disguised as curiosity. On that stage, though, none of that mattered. What mattered was the silence after the door closed, the empty chair under the lights, and the realization that a moment made for television had become something far heavier, a public reckoning. Kelly stood alone, the show continuing around her like a world she suddenly no longer recognized. And somewhere beyond the cameras, a legend walked into the night, dignity intact, leaving behind a lesson written in the only ink television understands, the kind no one forgets.